Hi, Josh DeWitt with Brookstone Kennels. Today we're going to have a look at how to set your dog up in the water and early steps to get your dog to driving across water to pick wounded game or a dead bird. In our program, we try to get our dogs swimming across the water early on. We want to teach them to get across that water and not get hung up out in the middle. And that's important because I've seen a lot of dogs in my years of hunting that the owner or the trainer only trains them out into the middle of that pond. And what happens over time is that dog learns to just go out to the middle of whatever the body of water is, and it's very, very difficult to push them on. So what we learned years and years ago is train that dog to drive across the water first. Get that done. And then it's very, very easy if you've got your bird out in the water somewhere to stop that dog and handle them onto that bird that's in the water. It makes the job that much simpler if you'll just go through those steps. We always start with our babies, assuming that the weather is good and that they're big enough to do it and they're through a couple rounds of vaccinations. We'll take them to a creek or a stream, anything that's kind of narrow but doesn't allow them to run the bank to get back to you, but they've got to come across it. And that's a good place to start. And from there, as they build confidence and they begin to understand that they've got to go across it, there's no other choice, then you can start looking for other opportunities to do the same drill across bigger bodies of water, which is what we're going to show you today. We've got a nice technical pond back here that's got some channels cut into it. And we've got two dogs out today. We've got Diesel on the left, who's done a lot of this, and we've got Fergus here, who has not done a lot of this. So actually, this is going to be one of the first days that we're teaching him how to do it. He's probably going to struggle with it, but that's good. You folks will get to see how we just kind of work through the steps with him so that he begins to understand what it is we're asking. So we'll go ahead and get set up for that and show you folks how we do it. Okay, so we're at our first little spot here. We're lucky enough with this pond that we've got options with our channels. Okay, this one is a fairly short channel, which is what you want to look for with your young dog. Okay, you don't want to make it too complicated at first. So we're going to try this on the short channel to begin with. I'm going to set it up with Diesel first, and the reason I'm doing that, he's an older dog, he's been through this, and he will be a confidence booster for Fergus, who will stay with me. So here we go. We'll just set Diesel up and give this a try. Diesel, sit down. So we're going to ask him to sit here. This is an extension of your obedience, which we're going to talk a lot about. So this is basically going to be a remote sit. Okay, I've asked him to sit. I'm not asking him to come with us. Sit. Now the goal here is to recall him, and he should take this water over to us. I'm going to get all the way out here to the end of this point and try to pull him to me with my body. Good lad, good lad. As soon as they come into the water, come on Diesel. Having a little bit of fun there. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So what I did to correct him there, he was just having a bit of fun, was I just growled at him. That's my correction with my voice, and I just hit him a little bit harder with my recall whistle. Good lad. Sit down. Sit down. Now Fergus has just seen this, so what we're going to do is just use that and see if that helps Fergus understand what we're asking. We're going to leave him here. Hopefully he will sit and wait for us. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Diesel, sit. Sit down. Sit. Just so we don't have any issues here, we'll put Diesel on the lead. Sit, 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 sit. See, this is a new situation for him, so he's just a little bit unsure what we're going to be asking him to do here. So he's just wanting to go with us, but that's not what we want. Sit. Sit. What I'll do is just sit. Sit down. Now he's moved too far, so what I'm going to do is just put him back. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. And all this is confidence. He's just not exactly sure what we're doing here, so he just wants to go with me as a confidence thing. Sit down. So what we do is just keep working at it. And if we have a problem here, what we're doing is just stopping and working on it. Sit. 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 And let's give it a try. Fergus. Oh, good lad. Good boy. Did it on the first attempt. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good boy. Come on. Come on. What a good boy. What a good lad. What a good lad. Good boy. Yes. Shake. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Now, just that little bit right there, now his confidence was here. It's gone up a step. So chances are we could probably pull him back across one more time, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Just keep the momentum going. Come here, Fergus. Come here, Fergus. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Sniffing the ground when I walk away is not good. That's not what we want, so I just corrected him there. Sit. And here we go. We'll see if he'll do it again. Ay, ay, ay. So that time he was going to take the bank. So now we've just got to take him back, set him up again, and let him know that was the wrong choice. Heel. Sit down. Good lad, good boy, good boy. Very good, Fergus. Very good, Fergus. So you can see there that correction I made when he was going to run the bank the last time meant something to him. He stopped himself and he thought about that, and then he made the right choice. Good boy, come on, come on. That's a good boy. That's a good lad. That's a good lad. Good boy. That's fantastic. That's step number one. So now we'll reset and we'll show you step number two. So everything went pretty well over there with the short channel. So now we've moved over to the wider channel. This one is approximately twice as wide as the one that we started at. So we've built up the distance here and a little bit of complexity, and we're just gonna see if the success we had at the first channel translates into this longer channel, this wider channel for Fergus. That's what we'll give a try now. Sit. 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 Just reinforcing my sit command here. I don't want a problem with him breaking. Sit. And here we go. That. Aye. Good lad, good boy, good boy. Now I'm gonna take that. He didn't come straight in, but he did come in the water. Part of that was my correction. Part of that is just him understanding what it is that I'm asking him to do. So I'm gonna take this, good lad, good lad. See, he's looking for a little approval there. That's what I really like about this dog. He asks, am I doing the right thing, boss? Come on, son. Good lad, good lad, good boy. Wonderful, wonderful, good man, good man. Shake. It's a good idea to teach your dog a shake command. If they've got a bird and they're coming in, especially if it's a wounded bird, you don't want your dog coming right out of the water and then going to shake, because most of the time what's gonna happen is they're gonna drop the bird. And especially if it's a strong runner, a bird that's lightly wounded, it's likely to get away from you and then the chase is on. So I always teach them to shake after they get in. Good lad, good boy, good. Okay, now we're just gonna try something here. I've got two dogs. I'll just see if I can get them both coming to me. This will be a good confidence booster for Fergus. Come here, son, sit down. We'll call Diesel in, Diesel, Diesel. Come on, Diesel, sit, sit. Come on, Diesel. Sit down. Fergus. Sit down. Sit down. Good lad. Sit. Again, this is a new experience for him, so we always just want to check his obedience. Okay, sit. And what we're going to do is just pull both of them across here. Sit. Again, I'm going to get all the way out here to the end of this point and really pull them to me with my body language. Good boys, come on. Diesel, Diesel, Diesel. Good boys, good lads. Good lads. So as it turns out, I didn't really need Diesel as my confidence dog. Diesel! Oi-yi-yi-yi! Fergus did it just fine all on his own. What a good boy. What a good lad. Good. Good man. Shake. Shake. Good. Sit. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Always remember this, there's 3 or 4 things that are really going to spin your dog up. That's water, you're seeing it here, gunfire, and birds. It'll all 3 of those things can turn your training. It can make you look like you've done nothing with that dog. So you always want to remember that. Those are 3 factors that'll really get your dog spun up. So you can see there we were just patient with it. We corrected them. They didn't come straight into me. That's okay, we just corrected it and we'll keep working on it. But I'm really happy with that. Fergus, his first attempt at this, he's done it both places. Really, really good. We'll go ahead and set up step 3 now and we'll show that to you. So now we're gonna move on to step 3 in this process. And this is where we're actually going to introduce a dummy. And what we're gonna do is exactly what we've just taught him, and that's to come to us on a recall. I'm gonna ask him to ignore this dummy, come to us on a recall. If he does that, his reward will be I'll turn him around and I'll line him for this trail in memory. For this, in a young dog, you want to use something nice and bright where they can see it. This is not a hunting exercise. This is a lining recall exercise in the water. So use something that the dogs can clearly see. We're going to use this white dummy here. Okay, here we go. So we'll pitch it out. Now, no, leave that. We're going to ask him to leave it. Heel, sit. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You can check that. We're not going to take our eyes off of him. We're going to make sure he sits nice and steady. Sit. And you can see he keeps looking at that dummy, and that's good. I want him to remember where it's at. But the point here is he's got to recall first to earn that reward. Good lad, good lad. Good lad, come on. Notice my timing there. As soon as he comes to me, I reward that with my voice. Good boy, good lad. Come on, come on. You can see he wants that dummy. If he does what I ask him to do, I'm gonna let him have it. Good boy, good. Good lad, good lad. Now we'll send him for it. Hold back. As soon as he hits this bank, I'm going to drive him back with my voice. Go back. Go back. Good lad. Now this will be the challenge. Will he bring this other channel back to me? Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. Good boy. Good boy. Use my voice there just to pull him into the water and bring him to me. That would be the point where most dogs are going to want to run the bank back to you, but he did exactly what I asked him to do. Good man. Good man. Take my dummy. Shake. Shake. Awesome. Very, very good. I'm super happy with that, Fergus. Come here, son. Sit down. Very good. Sit down. Very, very happy with that. Can't ask much more out of a young dog doing it for the first time.